Find out a little bit more about us.
What do you think you'll find out?
Hopefully that we're good enough to win on the road in an environment like that, which is going to be nuts. But you know, again, I go back to Florida, was nuts. South Carolina was nuts. Mississippi State was crazy. Vandy was crazy. This will be crazy, and guess what? Georgia will be nuts. Just how it is. Next game, they're all nuts. And so, you know, we just, you know, I'm probably expecting too much, you know, at times. In that game last night, you know, you want to, you know, finish. I liked how we finished the game. The last 7 minutes, 6 minutes, we played really well. But, you know, just there's points in the game. You get somebody down 12, 14, all of a sudden you look up at 6. Come on, man. Let's go. And it's at that point. But they're, you know, again, we had a happy team after the game. And that's of all that's important, that's the most important thing. That they're happy after they win. And it doesn't matter how an individual played, he's fine. He's happy.
Jack said yesterday that they're ready to get the tournament started, to get going. Does that manifest itself? Do you have to keep them from you know, losing focus the last 3 games because of that?
Yeah. I mean, they, you know, I think what happens this season for them this long now, we're busting up against 5 months. And, you know, every moment they're in this basketball court, they get the pressure from me to perform, and I hold the bar high every time we walk in there. And then every time they walk on the court, whether it's in Rupp Arena or on the road, did they ever play before an empty seat? Have we? Have we played maybe in the ballroom in Cancun? Short of the ballroom in Cancun, which had the food in the end zone.
Don't forget the bar.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, short of that, I don't think there's been an empty seat when we walk on the court.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it
In terms
is.
of conditioning them to.
Yeah, but it's on them. It's so the season becomes long. There's no like, okay, let's just go play this one and get out of here. There is not one game like that for us.
What did you tell the Murray State kids?
I said, I want to tell you what Magic said to us last night. Your coach tells me you're a great defensive team. And he said this is why he won championships. I love the fact that they get 6 guys scoring 10 points a game, which means they share the ball and they're balanced. And I just said, stick together. That's what he told us. He said, I'm passing along what he said to us. And Billy's a good guy, good friend for a long time. I said, we all knew you had 17 in a row now. And I told Billy, I said, you know, I just don't want to tell you this, but I have to. It's kind of, Moorhead beats you helps our RPI. I just want you to know that. So I was okay with it.
Talking about that grind, of course, all teams are looking at that, but is it, you mentioned the fact no empty seats, so it's a little bit different for your ball club?
There's a few clubs that are in the same boat as we are. You know, Kansas is probably that way, and North Carolina, historically, Duke's probably that way.
So it's whoever digs down the best.
You know, I don't know the Big Ten that well. If it's that way for Michigan State, I don't know that league. But I would imagine that may be for Michigan State. So there's a handful that happens. But, you know, you had the coach, and no disrespect, the coach of California is begging them to come out the games. We're going to win the first championship in 50 years, and there's empty seats everywhere.
So